It's Jenny from the Cross Stitch Emporium. I'm having a day, guys. I can't even tell you the day I'm having. I cracked my tooth, so that's a thing. I ran into my hairdresser, and I'm having the flattest hair day of my life. I had to go take my car in because the air pressure sensors are acting funny in the cold because my car doesn't like to be in the cold because she's usually used to being in the garage. Anyways, having a moment. I decided I was going to come just sit down and film this video. My plan was to do it tomorrow, but clearly not doing it tomorrow because I'll be at the dentist. So, all right. So here's what we've got. I am in the middle of kitting up Holly Wreath by Kathy Barrick and hello from Liz Mathews. I bought this last year at the Jingle Ball. You guys going to the Jingle Ball? I'll be honest. I'm signed up for the Jingle Ball. Well, I'm not signed up yet. They opened up on Friday. But my plan is sign up for the Jingle Ball and then I'm just going to get PDF patterns. I really do want to get the whole kits. But in my mind, I can resource most of the stuff myself out of my stash. This room is here where I keep my stash. So I'm just going to get the PDFs. So I shouldn't have a problem worrying about getting the kits. But there's a few classes I'd like to take. And so though I might not be physically at the Jingle Ball, well, virtually physically at the Jingle Ball, I will be able to access those classes. Lindy Stitches does an amazing job with these events. So always happy to participate and they make me happy. So flat hair, cracked tooth. My husband says, yeah, pieces and parts falling off your chassis, huh? I didn't know what to say with that because it's so true. I'm not high on anything. I'm just drinking some apple cider and water. But I'm falling apart. It's just what it is today. Anyways, it's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. It's like my favorite thing to say. And they have not started on that damn pole barn yet. I am getting very anxious. Jessie told me to just breathe patiently. I'm trying very hard, but I want it done. Anyways, that'll come. Okay, so I just thought I'd bring you along on how I think about kitting up. I'll probably do a little pausing because I don't think you want to see me do arts and crafts. But anyways, hello from Liz Mathews. I have picked, so I don't know how you guys think about starting a kit. Here's what I do. I gather up all my things. I gather up, first thing I do is I pick the appropriate season project bag. This is a project bag from Farmhouse Needleworks. I was with her in Stitch, Florida. This is one of the bags I picked from her. It's got a vinyl front. The most important thing you can do with a vinyl front bag, I know most of you know this, I had to learn it the hard way, is put it in a protector sleeve. Just one of those, 3-ring binder protector sleeve. See, 3-ring binder. Most patterns fit just fine in there. So I make a copy of my patterns. I have yet to graduate, like most big girls should, to the iPad. I just like it physically in my hands. I like to be able to see kind of how I'm building the pattern. It just makes me happy to have paper in my hands. So I take this, first thing I do, and this, because I already have, this is all copied. It's all photocopied right here. I never share my photocopies. This is my working copy. It gets ripped up and thrown away when I'm done. So I don't feel the designers are going to be mad for me. I like to keep my patterns pristine because 1, what if I lose them? Because I make a paper copy. Or 2, what if my copy's not really clean? I can go back to the original and I've got it. That's really why. So there you have it. All right, so my pattern is going into the bag. Now that's going to be the front of my bag. So there should never be a reason why the ink should get stuck on my vinyl to my project bag. It should just, if it ever is ever going to happen, will get stuck to the front of my bag. First point. Sorry. It doesn't hurt, it's just it's sharp. So I keep digging at it. It'll solve itself tomorrow at 11, or something will happen tomorrow at 11. All right, so then I have a little scratch piece of paper, because the next thing I do is I go to 1, 2, 3 stitch. This is just a little piece of note card I can throw away. And I can figure out how big my fabric is. I know there's a calculation. I know what it is. I just never want to get it wrong. And I always just check myself on 1, 2, 3 stitch. So 1, 2, 3 stitch is my go-to for a lot of things too. So please don't think that just because I own a linen store or a cross stitch store that I don't shop elsewhere and I don't use other people's websites, because I do. Because I don't carry everything in my store that I like. And I know people who are reliable and trustworthy, and they do. 1, 2, 3 stitch is a good resource, so I like to use them. So I start there. So I've already calculated in how much fabric I need, and I need a piece of linen because I like 3 inches on each side because I put it in a Q-snap. I don't have my Q-snap. Oh well, here's the project I was working on last night. My witch from Finally a Farm Girl, and she's my birthday stitch, and I'm just working on her. I'm working on her shawl, and then I'll finish her shawl. I hope to have her shawl. I think I'm almost ready to just do fill-in on her. But I mean, that's not a very good picture of her. I don't have a, oh, I do have a board. Oh, hang on. I cannot reach it. All right, never mind. There you go. So I take my Q-snap because I like to be able to make sure that the fabric will wrap around the Q-snap. See, I do use these are a quilting tool, but I know a lot of cross stitchers use them. And it's just kind of to contain your fabric. And I just like to make mine a neat little package. So I haven't put her away yet because I haven't decided if I'm going to work on her tonight while we're watching TV or if I'll just move on to something else. So the project I'm kitting up today is my 1 November start. And the reason I'm picking a 1 November start with this one is because I don't know that I'm going to get it done for the holidays, but at least it'll be in my hands along with my other whips that I've picked out to be in my hands for the holidays. But if I can't figure out everything I love right now, I need to place an order somewhere, and I'll just have to figure that one out. So that's where I'm at. All right, so here's what I've got. I will cut these and paste them together like a puzzle. I'm not going to show you the pattern, but because I have a horrible time with that darkened shade and spot, the dark, like, okay, let me show you here. Maybe, I know you can see it. Let me just find a good way of not sharing the rest of the puzzle with you. Okay, so you see that line right there? I mess it up every time. I get if you use Pattern Keeper or markup that you can glue it together and you don't got to worry about it. I just don't want to spend that time. My friend Leslie is a beast at it. She knocks it out, makes it look easy as pie. I've tried and I just end up cussing a lot. So for my sanity right now, until I grow up to be a little bit bigger of a big girl, I just do that. But I line things up so this isn't showing, and it makes me happy. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to do that really quick, and then we'll be back. I'm back. I did my arts and crafts. So, here she is, Miss America. She's all taped together, and I did take the time to find my center start. I like a center start because I like order, and when I don't do a center start, if I do a left, right, left, top left, or bottom right, which is where I would usually start, I end up with all this extra fabric because I really don't leave myself 3 inches, which is about the length of my thumb. Random thought, but there we are. So I've taken just a few minutes to familiarize myself with the pattern. There is some back stitching on here, no specialty stitches that I can tell, and I'm just excited. So I have got my project bag ready. There's a few things I like to put in my project bag. I have gone ahead and cut out the fabric, or the, excuse me, not the fabric. I haven't got the fabric yet. This is the thread list, and I will I'll do a little writing on this, and then I might, if I make too many changes, I'll transpose it onto a project card. But that's where I'm at right now. All right, so I'll set that aside. My notes over here with these. Now the rest of the tools I have out. Let's see. I will need a pair of scissors. I just like to keep a pair of scissors in my project bag for most of my projects. When I travel, I have this little travel kit that I really like to use. Sorry for the crinkle. But I get these scissors. Someday, I may or may not own a pair of cajonas. I don't know. I think I would like them, but I don't know that I want to spend the money on them because I'm not cheap, but that's not where I want to put my money. On a product I may or may not like, because I don't know if I'm going to like it because I've never used a pair. So that's where I'm at with that. I like these Hobby Lobby ones because they're short and they are sharp. They have a little thing on the bottom. I have a scissor. Oh, I left it over here. Hang on. You can look at my back area, I guess. This is where Nancy and I usually film. I'm too short for my chairs, so I use a little pillow behind me. All right, so I like to put them in a pair of scissors so it doesn't ruin my project. And then I have to figure out my scissor fobs. So this is a set that I got my first year that I was stitching from Christina at Siggy's Closet. They're the Cardinals. There is a scissor fob and a needle minder. I'll probably stick with them, but I have a Grinch. I think Nancy or Amy made these for us last year. I can't remember who made them for us. Maybe I'm totally wrong. But I have this Grinch one that's Christmas. These are the ones that aren't in project bags, just to be clear. My mom, no, maybe not. My mom, maybe I picked this one. I don't know. It's very red and green in the Christmas tree. I love scissor fobs. I love scissor fobs. I love needle minders. I love bag tags, those little pulls. So there's this one I thought was super cute, and she's about the right length. But it's a wreath. Well, you can't really hold. Let me see. And the last one I have, and I don't even know where I got this one, but I love it. I wish I could remember. But I think she's going to fit perfect on my scissors if I choose to go, or maybe my bag. But it's just a red, black, and with a lantern on it. I think I got it at a retreat. But I know what I'm using for my scissor fob. I'm going to use this one. So just to get that out of the way, I will pull my needle now for my project. Let's see, I'll use a 26 petite. Yeah, that should work fine. That should be just fine. I'm guessing, maybe I don't know, maybe it is, but I'm really having a hard time getting the 28 petites. I'm really having a hard time getting anything petite wise because I feel like I have to order it in bulk. And maybe that's what next month I'll just invest in bulk needles and I'll just figure out how to sell them in bulk. All right, so I think I'm just going to use my set. I don't know, this seems awful long for these scissors. I just might use this one for now. All right, there's my scissors. I'll just toss them over here in the bag. I kind of go from crazy garbage disarray to, you know, an organized bag. So I've got scissors. I have a needle and a needle minder in here. I'm going to need that needle and needle minder out. Never mind. because I think I might have to use some threads. I might have to do some practice stitching. Not practice, I know how to stitch, but put colors against each other. All right, I have 2 thread beds I tried to pick from. All right, let me get the things I'm not going to use over here to be put away. Okay, things are going well. Garbage. Okay, I do like a good thread bed. This thread bed was made by my friend Becky. Oh, it's not a very Christmassy one. It's a summer one. Maybe I know I have Christmas ones over there from her. I'll have to find a Christmas thread bed. I love a good thread bed. Just keeps my, because all right, so I stitch on 30, I have 36 linen pulled for this project specifically. And I know I won't use a full piece of that thread at some point. So I'll put them on a thread bed. So I have to make a note to get a seasonal thread bed. So I'm going to put that little note over here. I'll worry about it later. Pick. Okay. All right. Note done. So here's what I've got next. I need to pick a floss keep, a thread keep. I don't know what they're called. A thread keep. I think this is, somebody made this. Maybe Siggy made this one. Maybe Nancy got this for us. But I get this one. He's a snowman. These are ones that are currently I have in stock that have not been used. And this one's a strawberry. Though I like it. I think I'm going to put it over here with my spring thing. So this is the one I have picked out. So I'll set it over here and we'll use it in a minute. All right, let's talk fabric. I have a stash. I'll be honest with you guys, like, not that I would lie to you, that sounded really dumb. But I like to use what I have. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love to go shopping. But I'm also fiscally minded so that I have the money to go shopping when I want to go shopping, to use my stash as I can. That's I think, fair. The 3 colors I picked from, or I pulled out that I think I have enough of. Again, I said I needed a 16 by 15 piece. I have my cutting mat. I'm a quilter. I have my cutting mat on the table, so that's why I'm measuring right now. This one is not big enough. It would be 2, I would only have enough for 2, instead of 3 inches, 2 inches on each side. So instead of a 15 by 16, I've got a 13 by 15. It would still work. It would be a little tighter. So I'll keep it out as a maybe. But this is my Coffee Stain by Cedar River. I don't know what project I used on this. All right, this one is Wet Sand by Bestitch Me. It was the June fabric of the month for 2025. And she's beautiful. And this one I have a whole quarter of. So I've got 18 by 27, 26, 27. 18 by 27 right here. So, right, 18? Yeah. So I have plenty. Should I pick this one? And then here's the piece. Okay, so last year I got this at the Shanty Stitcher, Jenny. She was so sweet. I went in and I was so excited about this piece. And I was going to start again, keep in mind, I should be a center starter. Well, this is halfway on this stitch. I'm wasting a lot of it. And this is Winter Brew. You can't waste Winter Brew, guys. But again, I have a whole yard, or a whole half of a quarter yard. So Yeah, I have a quarter yard here. So to offer that, I'm gonna, if I use this one, I'm gonna unpick this. Or I don't even have to. I guess, pardon me, my nose itches. So what I do now is I lay these fabrics side by side. There's Winter Brew. Hang on, let me make sure this slub in the middle of this piece isn't going to cause a hole if it gets fixed. The first time I heard them say, take care of your linen before you start, I didn't know what that meant. What it means is, make sure you don't have any pieces where your linen isn't, or maybe your slubs are huge and you don't want that look. So just kind of clean your slubs up. Like, for instance, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. There's just a couple spots in here where the slubs are kind of thick. I've already pulled them for the most part out. I'm just kind of gentle with it and do a little scraping with my fingernail so I don't, you know, cut the. Anyways, I think this is the one I'm going to pick. I don't always make a snap decision on these things. I pulled this to kit this probably about 2 weeks ago, and I've been kind of playing with it. But today I'm like putting my foot down, making decisions, and I'm going to move forward. All right, so I will lay these out next to the fabrics next to each other. I think wet sand's going to be too dark for what I want, but maybe not. All right, and this one does count too. I think it's a matter of whether I want more of a yellow or more of a brown tone for this. All right, they're all laid out here in front of me. Now, let's just start pulling the floss. So I have a big pile of floss here with choices. I'll be honest, I do not have the NPIs. Liz and Kathy, they're mother-daughter. They're not a team, but they team up a lot. But they are two designers, a mother-daughter designer, team with their own separate companies, if you don't know. Most of you do. But they love NPIs. They will bring up those NPIs for a lot. I do not have anything against NPIs. I just don't have to stitch with them to make me happy. So, and my projects tend to stick with me for a while, and I don't want to, I have a few projects kitted up with NPIs or Victoria Clayton silks. And I'm really starting to fall in love with Gloriana, but that's a backstory that I hope to share on my other channel. But I got to meet Beth and Rebecca from My Sister Samplers designers. My Sister's Sampler, I'll get it out. They're the design team behind that My Sister Samplers. Well, I got to meet them at a retreat. They were just so fun. Now I'm excited about Gloriana Silks. So I do have some up there. I just have not started them yet. So I have to think about that. All right. So first color off the bat is 3777. Oh, here it is. And 3777 is, it looks like it's in parts and pieces of the cardinal, the berries, the holly berries. I think she's going to look the best on this one, but we'll see. Still too early to tell. And then I've got green or moss green, which is 3011. I guess I should have put these in some type of order. Would have been easier than me sitting here digging through my pile of floss that I collected. Oh, it's this one. Oh, she looks pretty over there. Okay, I've got that one. 3051. 3363. Oh, I'll show you what I do with these. These are all close. They must be like two-toned in some of these. Oh, look at me. Sorry, the turkeys are out on the road and people are just rude. They just honk their horns at them like those turkeys are just going to realize they're being honked at and flock away. They do not do that. All right, 935. All right, I pulled 937. Do I not have 9? Oh, I do have 935. Oh, wow, there's a big difference. Okay, here's a lesson. Sometimes you don't have, I think I had to go buy this or I had to find it in my stash. My mom likes those Crystal Light containers, you know, those plastic ones that I don't know if they still have them, but forever, when I started stitching, she saved them for me. So I keep my DMC that I've not floss dropped in there, in the respected number. Like this would have been in the 900s. So I thought, well, let me just pull a color close to it. So 935 and 937 are only 2 numbers apart, but their colors are significantly different. So I do not think I need 937. So I'll just set that out of the way because I do have 935. All right, the called for color that is wheat from Fiber on a Whim. So if you look at the picture it's more this color. I'll be honest, if you look at the picture. So, like I said, I'm just playing with it right now. 935, 3021. Oh, I do have 935 right there. Well, let me not have to kit that one up just yet. I need a 310 in here. Why did I pull that one? I don't know. Well, I don't even have all the colors gathered up. 3012. Why do I not have 3012? Well, make a note. I thought I had everything sitting in front of me so I could be genius, and I'm not. All right. 3021. I don't know where this video is going to go. We're 20 minutes in, and I don't have everything I need. All right. 524. 520. Which looks a lot like 9. Oh, no, it's lighter. Trust the designers. 783. 221. All right, I don't understand this one. This is 221. It says pumpkin, very dark. I'll have to look where 221. Oh, those are not contrasting enough for me. Oh, but I do have dyeing for cross stitch. I was given this ruby. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to do some playing. The palest of blue, which is 928. Dull china blue. These are the MPI color names, but 927. I pulled, this is a Color and Cotton Mystery floss from, that I received at Stitch Florida from I think Farmhouse Needleworks. Melanie, I think, gave that to us. I kind of like that. It's a little bit richer than, what do you guys think? I might sub that. But I can't tell you what color that is because it's a mystery color from Color and Cotton. It was a mist dye. So she gave us a really good hint that sometimes you can get they have hanks of mist dyed floss. So you buy a hank and then you give it away as a retreat gift. I thought that was genius. So I might change that out. And then it says white. And those are for the snowflakes. What I always worry about, pardon me, is this, oh, the snowflakes will pop on that. All right, so I'm missing a color. I'll have to figure that out. But here's now what I have to think about. I do not know why I have roasted marshmallow over here. I'll put that in that pile. You put it away. All right. That's the color palette, guys. -1. I think everything's going to just shine on this. I do need to figure out the reds. And I'll show you how I'll do that in a minute. Once I decide on my floss or my... So here's wet sand. It'll just be darker. And here is Cedar River. I think I like Winter's Brew the best. I'm going to go with Winter's Brew. Done. I can keep second guessing myself, or I can just pick Winter's Brew. All right. My apple cider is now cold. That's fine. All right. The next thing I need to do, I need to find 3021. But I need to kit up. I need to use and I've shown this on the channel before. I've not committed to my reds yet. I'll have to play with those for a minute. But I have 5 of these that need to be floss dropped. So I'm going to pause. I will do one of these on camera. The rest I will not. And then I'm going to find the piece of the floss I'm missing, because I swear I bought them all. So I don't know why I do not have it. All right. Winter Brew. So I'll put this over here so I can cut that piece of linen down. And then I need to pick floss drops. So I have some left from when I purchased floss drops from Heidi and for my personal stash, not from the store. I have more coming for the store. I have the ones my mom made me. Here's a pretty Christmas one. Here's a pretty Christmas one. There's a little snowman. What's a monster? Mom made a monster. I really like this one. I love these for Halloween or every day. This is not Halloween for every day. I really love this one. I'm keeping this one for when I kit up Holy Night by Cost for Rise, because it's the Nativity. So I have a purpose for this one. I have a fun stitch cards from friends, but they didn't write their names on them. I really like it when people just when they get their floss cards made, just put their names on them. Like, none of these have their names on them. I wonder if it's, I don't know who it is. I love this one. This is by Karen. On Instagram, she is Karen ZK. This is Emily Gale, the Kudzu Queen. All right, but I only need 1, 2, 3. I'll need 6. So If I use 3 of Mom's Christmas ones, if I use this one that says you can never have too much stash, I can use this little girl. And then what I think I'll do is I will go ahead and punch a windmill, because these did not come, Karen didn't punch them. I don't always punch ours either when we give them out. I think Nancy would like me to, but some people don't use them the same way, so. Just a hole punch on one end and a 1-inch punch on the bottom. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, I'll just do one and then I'll pause and then I'll find that other color. So we're just gonna do, I've got just an ink pen over here. So this is a DMC and it's 3363. So what I do, I've done this before, but I like a good 12-inch thread. What are these called? You guys are screaming at me. I should know. Floss winders, 12 inches. I just pull it. Now, you hold, this is DMC. This is the long piece with the number. This is a short piece. Hold the short piece with your hand. Hold the little piece, left or right-handed, it does not matter. I just hold it. Make a fist around it. And then just pull gently and just make a big pile on the floor. Now, if you have a cat, I'm sorry, they're going to want to play with the bottom string, I'm sure of it. Walker loves to lay here at the bottom of my feet. And sometimes if he gets up and comes over, he'll lay on the thread pile and then he tries to bite the thread. So then you just take this little piece. I hold mine at the end and I wind. I never thought this would be so difficult. I don't know why. I'm on camera. It's my own camera. I'm in here with an audience of just myself. Sometimes you'll have a little bit left over. Sometimes you won't. And then I just take my scissors like this and cut. And then I put them through. All right, let me go find that floss that I thought I had, and then I'll be right back. Oh, I'm back. You did not miss me. All right, so I found the floss I needed. It was 3021, and I had it in my stash. So I've got them all neatly floss dropped up. Notice I'm missing the reds because we're going to talk about those for a minute. I did keep both those oranges, both those yellows on my floss, and I'll figure out. Maybe I'll use both. I don't know. We'll see what mood makes me happy when we get to there. But I floss dropped them, and then here's what I did. So over here on my card where I kept all my notes. Oh, I picked up my floss. I got a floss. I had to go to my Christmas stash. I was overlooking in my summer stash for thread beds, but my friend Tammy makes these. Yeah, Tammy makes. I was like, wait a minute. Yep, it's Tammy. So she makes these. I really like them because they can lay flat or you can snap them, and you've got a little tray. Whatever makes your heart happy. So she does a really nice job. I should maybe talk to her. Anyways. So I got that taken care of. I got that policed up. All right, here's what I did. I spent some time with thread. I tried not to have to stitch everything, but I did go to 1, 2, 3 Stitch to see what the MPIs would cost. And it's about $10. They're $5 a skein, something like that. But like I said, I have a whole collection right over there. Here's what I got. I like the bottom one. So I always mark my linen when I cut it, which direction I want it to go. So that's where this one is. So those are 4 different colors. I looked at the picture. The cardinal's body is bright red. The wing is dark. So I don't think there's enough contrast in the top 2 for my liking, but there is in the bottom 2. And that to me looks like what the MPI silk looks like. So what did I pick? So the top row are 2 DMCs. They look like they should be contrasting enough, but they're not. I have these. If I get to stitching on the cardinal pretty soon, beginning of November. I don't like it. I can switch it out. But I went to my week's stash. And I just knew I was going to love these one, because who doesn't like a good Merlot? And two, I love Turkish red. I do. So there we are. That's what I decided on. Turkish red and Merlot. The Turkish red, sorry, my tooth is really starting to bother me. And it's not that it really hurts. It's just that I've been playing with this. I'm getting a raging headache. Turkish red's the bright. Merlot's the dark. And that's what I'm going to do. So since I'm not doing too many color changes, I'll just make those changes on here, and I'll keep this as my color piece. And then I'll have room to make my notes on the back too. All right, there you go. We are busy. I'm busy in the shop. I ordered floss yesterday. I put in 3 orders of floss with 3 different companies. That was exciting. I am going to wrap up linen, well, fabric tomorrow in the morning before I go. And then I'm hoping Friday or Saturday I get to see Nancy. I don't know. We'll see. She's a busy person, but I know I need to get, we need to sit down and chat, and we've got things to write thank you notes for and to talk about on Flosstube, so we should do that soon. Until then, I hope you give yourself the grace to imagine, believe, and create. Imagine being, it's the process you go through when you start to kit up a project. Maybe you just like something, and then you can imagine yourself stitching it. You might not have to change a color. You might not have to change anything. But I think a lot of us do make some personalizations. And you have to believe in yourself. I think I've mentioned before, I was on a flight, and I was sitting next to a gentleman who was an artist. I did not realize that at the time. I didn't know who he was. I have since learned who he is because I've seen him at a different event. But he was like, "Oh, you're an artist." And I was like, "No, I'm a stitcher." We can be both. And we are both. So that was a moment. It took me a little bit to let that sink in, but that is definitely a moment. And my art is not always beautiful. Sometimes it's a work in progress, and sometimes I love it. You hear people say, "Oh, I love it so much." Steph says that a lot. Lori from Lolity Stitches, she says it a lot. "Oh, I love it so much." And that's us believing in it. And then we create it. And then when those 3 things come together, it's a little bit of peace in our soul. So I hope you enjoy doing that. I'm going to add Turkish red and Merlot into my floss ring. I'm going to kit this up. I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to get started. There are a couple people I know were stitching it. Is it the Shingle City Stitcher? I know she lives in California. And I don't know if she goes by Deb or Debbie or Deborah. Sadly, I think we stitched together, and I did not put 2 and 2 together. Guys, sometimes when you see me in the wild, you need to make sure I know. I love meeting people. I'm a hugger. Nancy's not. I am. I just threw my floss on the floor. But I love meeting you. Please do not feel like you're interrupting me or you can't talk to me, because you know what I look like, and I do not know what you look like. But man, I would love to give you a big fat hug. Well, not maybe a big fat hug, but a big old hug. And if you're not a hugger, a handshake works just fine for me too. I understand that. So to say all that, I am going to go take a couple Tylenol, maybe drink some water, because I don't know what else to drink with this thing. Hot and cold's not bothering it, so I should not be complaining. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, a dentist appointment tomorrow. Anyways, until then, I will probably not see you till maybe later in the weekend, early next week. Until then, enjoy the stitch.